kicking us out. Alright. You got something to say?
No. I got a lot to say.
Okay, that's right. See you in a minute.
Okay, this song got a little story behind it. I think you might have heard it before. It's all about love trouble. That's right, love trouble. You know you've been there before. In fact, you might be there right now, because love trouble never stops. It's always around, and it's always been around. In fact, it was there at the beginning, you know. It started way back in the Garden of Eden. That's right. I said Garden of Eden, paradise on earth. You know, all necessities provided, all anxieties tranquilized, all boredom amused. That's that place with no oppression, no bosses, no brutality, nothing like that. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. Well, it's unfortunate that the guy living there, Adam, well, he's the original douchebag. You know, Adam's strutting around paradise, wearing his designer fig leaves. You know, he's got Calvin Klein for Monday. He's got Donna Karan on Tuesday. On Wednesday, he's wearing a Gucci fig leaf, you know. He's a real douche. In fact, he's so jive-ass, you know, he didn't even call his girlfriend Eve by her God-given name. You know what he called her? You know what he used to call Eve? Computer! Well, that used to make Eve real mad. She didn't like that at all. Well, as you can imagine, back there in the Garden of Eden, there wasn't a whole lot to do in them days. You know, 0% unemployment rate, you know, not a whole lot going on, not a lot of trouble to get into, the economy booming. No problems at all, you know. So Adam, one day, he's strutting around in paradise, he's taking those strolls, and he comes upon something he ain't never seen before. And what do you think that is? Well, he sees a long, tall, green plant with tall, long, green, pointed leaves on it. He says, now, what is this tall, green plant with long, green, pointed leaves on it? And then he says, what am I going to do with this tall, green plant with long, green, pointed leaves on it? So in the exact space and time that it takes to do something really stupid, he grabs some down, he rolls it up, and he smokes it. Well, after a while, after a good long while, Adam's mouth started to get real dry. So he runs down to Sherwood Brewing Company. He runs in there and he orders himself up a couple of pints of the most craziest, most psychedelicest brews he can find. He commences to quench in that cottonmouth. But now, after a while, Adam's got another problem. He's got the munchies. So he runs down the street, he leaves the show, and he runs down the street to the 7-Eleven. He climbs in there, and he's going to get up some Oreos, he's going to get some peppermint patties, he's picking up the Klondike bars and the Dove chocolates and all that. He runs back out to the parking lot, he sits down. He don't sit down in the car because they ain't got no cars yet. So he sits down in the parking lot, and he commences to quench in that craving. Well, after a while, Twinkies too. He had them too. Ain't no car, but they're Twinkies. So after a while, Adam figures he needs something a little more solid, so he starts craving him some pizza. Well, he runs back down the street to the Sherwood, and he gets in there, he orders himself up the biggest, most craziest, most largest pizza he could possibly find on the menu. And for toppings, well, he wanted the mushrooms, and he put on the onions, and he put on the pepperoni, and he put on the ham and the sausage. And after a while, he's thinking, well, maybe I need some vegetables. So he puts on the artichokes, and he gets the olives, he gets the hot peppers, and he tops it all off with peanut butter and tuna fish. But no, please. Well, Adam ate that whole pizza. And after a while, 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 after a little bit more of a while, Adam's back on his couch again. He's just scratching himself. He's dropping a few bombs into the cushion. You know, he's all alone and everything, so not a problem. So he's watching a little Sunday night football. He's checking his fantasy numbers on his little cell phone. He's got his iPad working. You know, Adrian Peterson, oh yeah, 3 touchdowns, 200 yards, all right. Yeah, he's happy about that. But then Adam gets a little tired, so Adam takes a little nap. Well, after a while, Adam wakes up. He looks out across the field, and he sees Eve over by the apple trees. She's brushing her long, beautiful blonde hair. And Adam thinks to himself, you know, I could use one of them apples to cleanse my palate. And I think I fell asleep and my mouth tastes kind of yucky. So he calls over to Eve. He says, "Hey, Raputa! Hey, Raputa! Hey, Raputa! Get your ass over here, bitch! Bring me one of them apples!" Well, that was the last straw for Eve. That one tore the rag off the bush, if you know what I mean. She says, "You want an apple? I'll get you an apple. I'll bring you one you ain't never seen before. But first, I'm going to take a bite out of this apple the snake recommended." So, Eve takes a bite out of the apple the snake recommended, and she starts looking down on the ground, and she wants to pick out the most rottenest, ugliest, mushiest, squishiest apple she can find. She picks it up and she starts walking. She starts walking over the field. She's gonna walk over to that douchebag boyfriend of hers. Well, after a while, she gets over to Adam. Adam says, "You bring me that apple?" And Eve says, "Yeah, I brought you the apple." He says, "You want your apple?" Adam says, "Yeah, I want my apple. Bring me the apple." She says, "You want your apple? I'll give you your apple." He says, "Yeah, give me the apple." She says, "You want your apple?" He says, "Yeah, give me an apple, bring it over here. It's like a scene out of Raging Bull." So after a while, Eve walks up to him and she takes that rotten, stinking, squishy, mushy apple and she mooshes it right in his face, grinding in. Before you know it, he's tumbling around on the ground, he's fighting. Eve's biting and clawing and scratching and smacking him. And Adam just crying and whimpering like a baby. You know, Adam don't fight much, so Eve's getting the best of him. And it's getting real ugly. It's looking bad for Adam. When suddenly, descending from the heavens, comes a glowing light. And an archangel appears before them. Sent down from heaven by the great man himself. The archangel says to them, children, stop all this fighting. Don't you know that you was put here in paradise for the purpose of love? Well, after a while, Eve pulls a long fingernail out of Adam's left eyeball. And she looks at Angel square in the wings and she says, "Mr. Angel Man, if you call this love, I got a newsflash for you. Love stinks!" more.